just a bit more about car life, living in a car, and how you fund living in the car, whatever. Yeah. This is van life has changed in the last couple of years. Well, the world has changed in the last 2 or 3 years. From it's 2021, December 2021, 29th, so it's almost January 2022, almost. Yeah. But van life has changed, right? I was living in a car 3 years ago. For just over a year and a half-ish, something like that. Probably 3.5 years ago I started living in a car. So, but, excuse me, tired. But the thing is that people think they're going to live in a van, they're going to get a YouTube channel, they're going to make some videos on it, right, yeah? And it's all going to be fantastic, right? And all the ad dollars are going to come rolling in, which will be brilliant, right, yeah? That's not the case of many people live in van life. There is van life YouTubers that got tens of thousands of subscribers. There is YouTubers that got hundreds of thousands of subscribers. There is some YouTubers that have actually got van life and got 500,000 subscribers, right? And one's just hit 1 million subscribers. Right? Great, but remember, some people are popular in life and some people aren't. Some people only get 500 subscribers. Some get about 1,000 subscribers. Some struggle to get to 1,000 subscribers. Some they won't get enough money to actually survive living in a van, as YouTube being the sole source of their, funding van life. And there'll be like a trickle of ad dollars coming in, but it won't be anything substantial. There is background noise, yeah, because we're in between Christmas and New Year, so there's a holiday period, like everyone's at home, on the phone, whatever, yeah, music, TV, and whatever. So you have to excuse the background noise, can't do anything about it. But then again, you've got this. In the last 3 years, van life has changed. Yeah, it's divided. It's the squeaky clean lot doing all the silly codes, right? And those that are being affected by the silly codes, yeah, being bullied by the silly codes. Yeah. So basically, you've only got to be targeted, but by a wrongful allegation. And your YouTube channel, your subscribers will dwindle, your Patreon will dwindle, your ad dollars will dwindle, your PayPal donations will stop, and then you'll have nothing. Right? So if you're relying on YouTube as a sole source of funding van life, try and not get off of it, but not rely on YouTube as a source of funding your van life. Try and even like day trading. Day trading, you are in complete control of whether you predict the stock to go up or down, and how you predict that as to how the market reacts in the next 5, 10, 15 minutes, half an hour, or whatever, yeah, will depend on whether you make a profit or loss based on your prediction of what the market. But you are in total control. You're not relying on other people subscribing to you to actually for that, or domain names. Yeah, you buy a domain name for 10 quid. Yeah, good twoword.com for 10 quid if you still can. But that will sell. That will either sell or not sell. But you are in control of that. Or your eBay sales. Even eBay can be affected by this. The lurgy brush, the lurgy code they're all on about at the moment. Yeah, it's just that the world's just gone absolutely. People my age can't understand how the world's got in such a pickle. Right? All going around communicating silly codes. But this is it. Don't rely on YouTube for your funding of van life. Try and find another way of funding it, and use whatever YouTube gives you as a bonus, not as needing that money to actually live and feed yourself, whatever. That's all I'll say, because it is your views will go down to nothing on your channel, and it's all because someone. That's it. You could be on the database that they're all monitoring, updating, whatever else. So you just need other ways of actually funding van life than actually needing YouTube or needing Patreon, needing PayPal, needing Instagram, needing people to follow you. If they do, all well and good, but don't rely on it. Don't actually go down that route, because it can stop at a moment's notice. You've only got to be wrongly alleged to have done stuff, this, that, or the other, and your YouTube will stop pretty much. So you need to find something else that you can do, and that's just a bonus. day trading is one of those things that you can just look at a screen, buy, sell, 15 minutes, you can make a profit or loss depending on how you trade. But don't look at day trading first into YouTube, watch people do it first before you even, this is not financial advice, but I'm just saying that when I lived in the car, I was making videos on YouTube then, when I lived in the car. But there wasn't ad dollars enough to fund living in a car. I was an agency driver at the time. I didn't even agency driving. You might get 2 days a week, 3 days a week. You've got attachment to earnings that are taking X amount of money out your way each week, and your stoppages. And then you've got to pay it, put a car on 3 days a week on basic £9 an hour, £9.50 an hour. It's difficult, and you'll get yourself into a pickle financially. Especially because you've got to drive away from work, to drive back to work, to drive back to, so you're still using fuel. And if you're only on 2 or 3 days a week, on £9 an hour, £9.50 an hour, 2021, you'll find it hard, because you've still got to pay your fully company insurance, you pay your roadside assistance, whatever, you pay your road fund, MOT, fuel, and if you're in the car more often, you're going to use the heater in the car, which will require fuel, or whatever. It's not as cheap as you think it is. It's just that it can be cheaper. And even like that, I'll say again, you don't need a big 4 metres. I've driven 4 metre Sprinter, big long wheelbase Sprinters half my life, right? And Volkswagen Crafters, the big long ones, right? And I've driven the big high, extra high roof Iveco, the big long Ivecos, right? Great, yeah. Okay, the Iveco's got a good turning circle. That's about it. And space. When you've got snow on your windscreen, you've got snow on the roof, you've got to heat up 5 metres of Iveco, or 5 metres of Sprinter if you take the bulkhead out of a Sprinter or a VW Crafter. You've got to heat up 5 metres of space when it's snowing and icy, minus freezing. Yeah? In a car, you haven't. In a car, you can get under the car parks in the multi-stories, right? Yeah? Pay for 3 or 4 hours, you can sit there for 3 or 4 hours, can't you? But then again, you can sit in the car, you can go into car parks under the height restriction, right, yeah? In a car, yeah? In a van, even a VW T6 or whatever, T5, whatever it is, T4, T5, T6, you can't get under it, can you? Well, you might just be able to get under it, but in a car, you get under those all day long, easy as pie, don't you? Like, excuse that noise, because someone's loud over there. But, then again, I'm probably loud here making a video. It's not a code, right? But just things to think about. If you can live in a car, you can get in a car. That's why you get these small derived camper vans, car derived camper vans, because they can get anywhere. You go down these little narrow coastal roads. You don't want to rent a big 6 metre van, do you? Yeah? With height restrictions and width restrictions. Again, you get width restrictions in a van. Yeah, in a 7.5, in a Mercedes Sprinter, VW Crafter. You can get through in these width restrictions. You've got 7 metres, 7 foot, 7 foot. 7 foot, width restriction, 7'6" or whatever it is, right? We've got bollards, either side, which is tight, so basically you're going to scrape your van if you miss it, right? Yeah? And you've got about this much, you've got about half an inch either side, an inch either side of a long wheelbase Sprinter, Mercedes Crafter, VW Crafter, Mercedes Sprinter, Iveco. You might struggle on Iveco, and if you've got a box on the back of a box van, Sprinter, it's tough, it's tight, and you'll scrape your van. In a car, straight through, isn't it? It's easy as pie. Plus the fact now, if you've been in a taxi recently in some last couple of years, they've got that plastic screen between the driver of the taxi and the passenger, for health reasons, right? If you get one of them in a car, you've only got to heat up half a car, which is so much smaller space than a big Mercedes Sprinter, which means you're going to use less fuel, less heating and everything to live in a car. If you're in a big Mercedes Sprinter, you're going to have solar panels. You don't need solar panels. I never had no solar panels in nearly 2 years of living in a car. You don't need the solar panels. You just need a jackery, and you might need a folding panel, solar panel, and a jackery. You don't need 3 or 4 on the bottom. You don't need a full-size cooking stove in your 4 metre Sprinter van. None of that is necessary. Just live a simple, minimalistic life, and it's much, much cheaper. there you go, adios, that's video done, and let's see what background noise.